Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to the Comedy Cellars Nightly show. My name is Dave Juskow, and I'm here with Mike Suarez, and we are back in the studio live on this beautiful, snowy New York City, February 13th, the year 2024. It's not snowing anymore, but it was a beautiful, big snow. We haven't had a nice snowstorm in about 2 years. So everybody was excited, everybody panicked, and reunited, and it feels so good. Hello, Anonymous. And yeah, my live chat's not seem to be working today, so I'll just have to read whatever Mike says, which is fine. I just like
The weather was not bad today.
no, it wasn't bad at all. I'm sorry. I always just I don't know why I'm not getting the live chat. Keep it up here. Sorry, everybody. You know how I like to get set. I want to have everything golden. I don't know why my chat's not coming through. God damn it. You know how that bothers me, Michael. Well, I'll move on. Anyway, nice to see everybody. I hope everybody enjoyed Super Bowl Sunday. As I don't know, I hated the game. I mean, obviously it got good late, but I like scoring, and rooting for the under is un-American. And I'll tell you, these guys are so good. The Ace Rothstein, Sam Ace Rothstein, made this line at the over. As we know, we bet on it last week, 47.5. And once you know, the total is 47. Oh my God, are these guys good or what? Right? Isn't that unbelievable how they guessed that?
Yeah.
It's so unbelievable. I don't know how to.
You'd almost think it was.
Yes, you'd almost think it was suspect somehow, but yes, so crazy. But
I don't mean rigged. I mean magic.
right. Oh, it's just so strange. I don't know why I'm obsessed with the chat, of course, so I can see everybody and what they're talking about. But I'll fix it later. So yeah, we're in the village today. It's really quiet because everybody took off, and I'm supposed to have a guest today, but she's late. I mean, you can blame it on the snow, but there is none, so it's difficult to say.
I saw kids at Washington Square Park trying to play in the snow, and it was
Yeah, exactly.
because they were trying to make a snowman, but by the end of it, all they had was the brown snow from the dirt.
Right. Yeah, there's no snow in Manhattan. It did snow for a while, but it didn't accumulate, and it's just fun. I love listening to the snow coverage. I like watching the snow coverage, but it always ends around noon, and then it's just no fun whatsoever. Like, everybody loves the snow when it's first starting, but then at least here in this city, it's just the worst after it's over. I mean, the worst.
Yeah. I mean, that snowman looked like the men who live in the park already.
It looked like Pigpen from Charlie Brown.
Exactly.
Well, here we are today, live in the studio at the Comedy Cellar, lovely studios here in on the West Village on McDougal Street. And if you were to come here tonight, I don't mind telling you that our friend Alon Altman would be performing. You'd get to see him perform here tonight at the 9:35 show. And also Chris Redd will be here and possibly on that exact show. So always a lot to do here at the Comedy Cellar, a lot of shows to see. You have the Vegas show as well, which must have been an unbelievable week there. I mean, that had to have been a bunch of sold out shows. I mean, that Vegas was crazy. They should actually have the Super Bowl there every year. I don't know why they keep moving it around, especially I think they made a promise to themselves to never have it in Jacksonville again. That was apparently the worst site ever. But, you know, why you'd want to have one in Indianapolis or Detroit. You can make a case for Miami, even Phoenix, but it seems like Vegas or definitely LA. But really, Vegas seems like the way to be. It seems like the stadium's right where the action is. Whereas in LA, I don't know where that stadium is, but I can guarantee there's nothing around it. And even at the Meadowlands, I mean, you know, that was a disaster too, because they didn't have an exit strategy, which I was teaching my kids about Vietnam, and how Lyndon Johnson had no exit strategy, which is why he decided not to run for a second term. He's like, I'm not sure what to do. And
that wasn't his exit strategy.
The what?
That was his exit strategy.
Yeah, right. That was his exit strategy. I'm going to get out of here. But that's exactly what happened at the Meadowlands with the Peyton Manning disaster when the Seahawks beat the crap out of the Denver Broncos, and they had a plan to get everybody in and they totally just forgot about getting everybody out. People were there for like 2 or 3 hours. Now I can't believe they're having the FIFA World Cup there because they apparently didn't listen.
Yeah, that happened during that WrestleMania they had there too.
Is that right?
Yeah, people were stuck there for like 5 hours.
They say they got a plan with buses and stuff, but nobody wants to take a stupid bus. Just get that train thing running. I don't know what's so difficult about it. There's got to be a light rail service you can make that goes right to Penn State. Right now it stops at Secaucus, then you got to transfer. That is one place I will not be when the World Cup comes here. I will be happy to watch it on television, especially since it'll be on at a normal time. Although I cannot deny that sometimes watching that World Cup at 6 in the morning or 5 in the morning is kind of fun, or 10 in the morning. I think it was in France or something like that. That's exciting when you go to a bar and everybody's just, they're still now I think they can serve liquor. I think they made the law change, but anyway. So yeah, we're supposed to have a guest and she's not here yet. And I'm obviously that is upsetting me, and I'm trying not to be upset about it. And I'm going to try really hard not to be rude about it when she gets here.
It's very difficult.
But I think you all know me very well. And you know that tardiness, you got that right. Old man yells at cloud. Tardiness is a problem. I don't care for it. I like punctuality. I always arrive everywhere. I've been, well, there she is. But Mike's going to get the door. I guess we'll let her up. I've been, lately I've been trying to arrive at places more on time than a half hour early or more than that. And I still can't do it. I still get to everywhere really early. Even if I try and say, all right, I'm going to leave later today, I still am always leaving in an hour or so in advance. Obviously, our guest is here, so I can't pretend that she's not going to be here. Hello. Well, you can apologize to everybody right now.
No, the Jewish girl in me.
All right. This is Chanel Omari, everybody, and she has made it here on this snowy day.
Yes, snowy day. Thank you for having me, by the way.
Well,
I'm so sorry to this. No, no. What do you mean? You're going to be my future husband? What last
time?
I
know we're talking about that, but I don't like tardiness.
No,
I got a
I'm
problem.
so sorry.
Everybody
Usually
knows.
I'm not late. Usually I'm not late.
Mike, show her the old man yells at cloud. Oh. This is me. And if we're gonna really do this, that's what I do. I yell at clouds. I'm angry at everybody. All
really?
Yeah. No, I don't yell at clouds.
How come you're nice to me?
Well, you're pretty.
Oh.
So usually you get a pass.
Really?
Well, we'll see. I don't know. You're late today, so now I don't know
first
already.
I want to apologize to the entire audience because I have nothing but respect for this amazing, handsome, brilliant, beautiful, smart ass,
right, I'm gonna let it go.
Very funny man. One of the funniest men.
Talking about?
Yeah, are you talking about Mike?
Dave, who he doesn't think he's my future husband. He thinks I'm laughing, but he's like, well, we better not be. But I'm really never usually late. It is the snowstorm, Upper East Side. No excuse. I left at 5.
I don't know. I walked up here today and there was no traffic.
You live
in
here?
fact,
near.
No, I live near you.
You live near me?
We've talked about this 100 times. That's why we thought we were soulmates.
But you didn't get in traffic, or you left early?
No, I work downtown, so I walked up. But it was weird because it was funny that you were mentioning traffic, only because when I walk by the Holland Tunnel today, in which I usually have to wait, everybody's beeping and honking. I've taken videos of it because it's fascinating.
Yeah.
There was nothing today. Nothing. The Holland Tunnel, you know how bad that is.
And
there was nothing. So I'm like, what traffic is she talking about? Nobody came into the city today.
No, yeah. Biden was here a couple of days ago, so I can't use that excuse. However,
that was a couple of days ago.
However, but the Upper East Side, because it did start snowing.
Because
so
what? What is the reason? No, you got nothing. You left late.
Nothing. No, there is no excuse.
But you look good, and that's the important.
There's no excuse for being late, though. You're right.
Your hair looks good.
Thank you, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I tried to look somewhat decent for you. I usually get my makeup done. That's something, unfortunately, I couldn't.
Oh, looks fine to me. Or you're not wearing any? Or
no, I'm wearing like eyeliner.
Oh, well, looks good.
Thank you.
You look good.
Thank you.
And you came in and you were apologetic, and
very
you're not that
apologetic.
late. It's
no, but it's a live show. How incredible is
show.
that?
It's a well, actually,
I feel so.
But
can I just say, I feel so honored and lucky at the
Well,
Cellar. This is like a privilege.
It is. That's what I'd like to think, but I don't know.
It's a privilege. Thank you for having me.
And there's nothing worse also when you say, it says I won't be there by 6. What's it says? It means, what does that mean? So now you're yelling at the Uber guy because you left late. I mean, it's, nice try. That makes me even madder.
Does it?
Yeah.
I'm
over it now. But
what are your pet peeves though? for
Well,
like,
tardiness.
Everything.
Everything. He's right. He's right.
everything. Well,
Pretty much
tardiness is
everything.
a big deal. But if you went on a date with a girl and she was late, would that make you not want to ask her out on a
It
second date?
depends on how late. We always expect women to be late.
Okay.
I mean, this is just I am a gentleman. We know women are late because they got to do whatever. But this is a live show.
Right.
It's like if I wait a half hour for a woman, I'm not happy, but I know this happens.
Right.
But
no, when it's
but this is a live show,
You're right.
and it was like
this is under the wrong photo. Please forgive me, audience. Please have me back.
I
That's
think
all
everybody's okay with it. So actually, you came right on time. We were just going to look at some photographs that I put together this week. Mike, if you show us the ones, the number one, which is, did you watch the Super Bowl?
Yes, I did.
Did you enjoy it?
I did.
Where did you watch it?
Good question. I was at my friend's place who runs this civilian hotel, and there's a cute restaurant called Roosevelt Kitchen. So I went with
Is it in Manhattan?
Is in Manhattan, yeah.
What's it called? Which hotel?
It's called the Civilian Hotel, and there's there's the Star Child rooftop, which is where people party on Friday and Saturday nights. It's a lounge on the rooftop.
Oh.
But then they have an amazing restaurant that's like American Italian.
Where's it located?
On West 48th Street between 7th and Broadway.
Oh.
Like 8th and 7th, but like you're crossing Broadway.
Right. I was just there on Friday. I guess I
missed it.
Oh no, that was 54th Street. Sorry, I get confused.
I gotta but I did think of you when I went there. It's a great restaurant. It was,
and that's where you watched the Super Bowl.
That's where I watched.
That sounds like fun.
But it wasn't.
You're too late. I would have gotten you a coffee.
Oh,
but I'm sorry. I didn't.
No, listen, I'm
sure
tardy.
You were going to show up at all.
Now I have a Jewish guilt for like. This is gonna be for days. Dude, I'm gonna eat myself up. I'm gonna be like, Dave's not gonna talk to me anymore.
No,
this is why he's not gonna put me on a show anymore. He's gonna be like, Cheryl, this is why you can't be a successful comedian.
Well, why don't you tell us?
So we were watching the Super Bowl. So usually I like watching the Super Bowl, with big crowds and being social about it for whatever reason. Of course, just in general with what's going on in the world, I just kind of felt like, let me just go with my friend.
Well, that's the other thing too. So first of all, I used to watch. That used to be my favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
Go to the Super Bowl, watch the Super Bowl at a bar with friends, have the best time. Since COVID,
right,
I've only watched it by myself. It's the weirdest thing. I'm just not interested anymore. I don't know what happened. Because I still go on Monday nights to watch Monday Night Football, and I go out on Monday nights. So I don't really care anymore about the Sundays, and I don't know what it is.
But also something felt weird and off. No, this Super Bowl this year, it just didn't feel like, even when Usher performed, it wasn't like, oh my God, when Beyonce performed. I couldn't explain. Like,
well, it wasn't even like who was last year? Was it?
Was Jennifer Lopez and
no. That was 2 years ago. 2 years ago. Was it The Weeknd last year?
Maybe you're right.
No. It was Rihanna. Rihanna.
She's amazing.
Yeah, and that was great, and that was interesting because she was pregnant. Right. So there was. Sorry, but there was something about the Super Bowl. It was very quiet, but that's because the game was so tense. It was very odd Super Bowl. You're absolutely right.
Odd. And also, I think
the halftime show was weird, and somebody doesn't know how to direct that thing.
Yeah.
Because you want to see the scope, and they're just concentrating on the performance, which is fun. But you got to at some point zoom out and let us see the spectacle.
Exactly.
Anonymous says, "I thought Usher was underwhelming." People comment when they're in.
Yeah, underwhelming.
Dirt bike clothes.
Yeah, right.
For the outfit from Dodgeball.
But I did win money because I did have him taking off his shirt at one point. So that did work out.
I also felt like the whole Taylor Swift with Kelsey, there's a lot of pressure that she's dating the quarterback, right?
She's dating the quarterback?
Dave, now you're just kidding, aren't you?
She's dating the tight end.
Is that what it is? See, I don't know anything about sports. That's part of my bit. We don't give a shit about sports.
I know.
We just pretended for you guys.
Well, for Taylor Swift. So wait, Mike, show the first picture. I just have some of the Super Bowl pictures as long as we're talking about it. So that's now I finally figured out the girl on the left, Ice Spice. I didn't know who the hell that was.
Favorite artist.
Is she one of the Spice Girls? I like to date myself because
the modern.
So this is now this isn't Scary Spice. You're saying this is somebody named Ice
Hip-hop
Spice.
Yeah.
And then of course is Blake Lively. I knew that one because I used to watch Gossip Girl.
Yeah.
But how did they all get invited?
So Taylor Swift is very close with Blake Lively for years. She has like a crew that she's like best friends with, like Gigi Hadid, Lena Dunham, Blake Lively.
Lena Dunham? That doesn't make sense.
I know.
That doesn't add up.
I have a theory about that. I think they're not as close anymore because
she's gross.
No, because I think Lena's ex-boyfriend had something with Taylor Swift, but I will be probably sued for saying it's allegations only because Lena Dunham. She described her episodes of Girls based a little bit on that relationship.
Oh. All right.
I was just playing detective. Anyway.
But I thought it was just a hot girl like club.
Oh, so. That's what you thought?
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, so why is Lena done? All right, go on. Sorry, I'm having fun.
I mean, she's smart.
And then how did Ice Spice get in?
Ice Spice has recently, so Taylor Swift has a big girl crush on Ice Spice, meaning I think they want to work together soon. So I think she had been invited. And so they're all, hanging out.
But look, she has a drink in her hand.
Yeah.
And she has a drink in her hand, I think, in every photo, which is interesting that she likes to drink. I like that.
Yeah, because you haven't seen that recently.
Yeah, what's the next one, Mike? I think, do I have the... Oh, sorry, it's small. Oh, right, that's... was that what she was wearing? Yeah, I guess so. That's what everybody's talking about the outfit now. Because, I mean, that's something she's got to think about. Everybody else is just going to the Super Bowl like, who gives a shit? But she's got to think. She's like, she knows she's going to be... She's not an idiot. She's definitely not an idiot.
But I also wonder for her, because she's such a pop star, as from a feminine point of view, now she's being viewed as like the arm candy, right? Of the man winning the Super Bowl. And now it's all about her photos and her reactions instead of her music.
So it's just incredible. I've never seen anything like this in my life. I think we were talking about this recently. Like, has anyone ever seen anybody this big ever? We're trying to think. No, Taylor Swift.
Right.
Just in general, just her, what she's bringing to the table now. I think social media is, helpful, but we're trying to think like the Beatles in 1964.
Right.
I mean, maybe, and that's it.
Not even Justin Bieber.
No. It doesn't even compare. This is a phenomenon of epic proportions. And then to be dating the guy who just also won the Super Bowl, who not only won it last year, but then won it again. And
well, do you think
so crazy? That's what I thought at first. But then I think the next one is them.
Well, let's look at this guy.
Yeah, I was trying to. I didn't see him in there, and then I wondered how did he get in there?
Well, he's obviously with Supercross.
What? Supercross. Wait, what's the next one? Is that her? Oh, yeah. So then they're clubbing later, or maybe this wasn't a Super Bowl, but it seems like it's not publicity anymore. And it's
for life.
Yeah, and if it was, what's the publicity for? I mean, just because he's gay, or
no? I think more because to get both their businesses, because the Super Bowl, right?
Well, what does she need more publicity for? I mean, that's
album. Can never get enough of it.
I don't know. It seems like her next album, after all her tour, should be the greatest selling album of all time before not even needing any of this.
That is true.
I guess it worked. I mean, it worked for CBS. The ratings were phenomenal. They were first of all, they were the highest rated Super Bowl in history. But it might have been the highest rated show of all time on television.
Okay, so
the history of television.
So that does prove our point that why
publicity. There's something to CBS because there were all these 15-year-old girls who are now watching the Super Bowl that they never. This whole demographic, not just 15, but all this demographic of women,
right,
who didn't care about the Super Bowl, who certainly do now.
And they're like, they're consumer. We're buying the food.
They're making the ads for that. Yeah, that's why they had all those tampon ads. I'm kidding. I'm making that up.
And vaginal, like smelling the good odor.
Those are awful commercials.
I'm sure you guys are very uncomfortable.
They are very well. I think if they were hotter girls,
Dave's like,
I
this
think
made
the
me
girls are
transition.
they're not hot enough, and there's a problem. This is what I'm trying to tell myself.
Example too for my Republic.
Who was it?
So I mean, I can't.
Gallagher.
Good.
Oh, here we go.
It was Gallagher?
No.
That's hilarious. He's dead. Are you happy with yourself now?
Yeah, I dated from the crowd.
Heartbroken he was.
He's dead. But I'm saying
you smashed his heart like a watermelon.
Yeah, I can do.
Gallagher was the worst. And one time, Jeff Ross?
Yeah.
So one time we were in LA. I've told this story before, but one time we were in LA, and Gallagher comes over with his son to the comic strip. We're just hanging out outside. Yeah. So it's just the four of us. And Jeff, I don't know whether you know the history of Gallagher or how he sold off his thing to be Gallagher 2.
No.
I think it was his brother, right? Or something. Right. So Gallagher wanted out.
Yeah.
And he goes, I'm going to give you the act. So he called himself Gallagher 2, his brother.
Wow.
So Jeff sees the kid with him and he goes, Gallagher 3. And the Gallagher didn't understand. What? And the kid was laughing hysterically.
That is.
And Gallagher's like, I don't get it. And we're like, what an asshole. Let alone, I don't know if you heard him on Mark Maron's podcast where he walked off. It's awesome. If you listen to that one. Yeah, it's really cool. Because when Super Bowl does 123 million, I think it's more.
It was the highest rated show of all time.
Of all time. I heard it was 200 million when all was said and done over all the platforms.
Because you're right. The
U.S.
women,
is most watched.
it's the women who want to watch the reaction. So even if he wins and we don't care about it, we're waiting for that moment, that kissable moment that we just saw of him and Taylor.
Yeah.
And that's all we need. That's how much means. What I meant to, with my relationship situation is it could also be real where you're in the public eye, you're going to be photographed. So you might as well live your life too.
Of course.
I mean,
Gotta
are
go
you an
for it.
affectionate person with someone you're dating? Like,
it's an
They're
interesting.
on time.
Yeah, if they're on time and I'm high. No. That's a good question. No. Not in public for
Right.
sure.
right. A lot of
And
people are
I'm
saying
not
that.
even sure in private. My sister and I were talking about this the other day because she's not either. And
Right.
neither is my mother.
Not even in private?
No, it's weird. I don't know. We got a problem or something. Like I'm a very affectionate person to everyone.
Right.
Like I like hugging people
Yeah.
and stuff, and I love it. But when I'm intimate with a girl, I'm the opposite somehow. I don't know. It's like I said, we were just talking about this
Yeah,
because
this happens a lot.
there's something wrong with us.
No, it's not just with you. It's a lot of, in general, like I've been talking about this with a lot of male friends, female friends. When they're in relationships, they can't be affectionate. But I make a joke as like, these celebrities kind of have given us an example of meeting this bar of being
Yeah,
affectionate.
but is that real?
That's what we're at.
And
right.
that's why I
Is it
think
real?
like I would never do it in public because then it feels like when I see couples do it, I'm just like, what are they just doing this on purpose? Like,
Really?
Yeah, I just always think it's a
Right.
joke. And I feel like it's a joke even when we're at home, like just cuddling sometimes. I'm like, wait, you really want to do this? I'm
I can imagine you like laughing during sex. You're like, come on, are you really being?
no, I never
into
laugh
this?
during sex. That's the only time I'm like extremely serious. I don't know why. I'm
Too
like,
serious.
very nervous.
But you're right.
Still
It's
very
almost
uptight.
like it's not real. I get it.
Yeah, it's just
I'm
yeah,
a
it's just
fan of
I
the
don't
type of
know.
person. But then we look onto them, and the reason marketing's so smart is because we want to live vicariously through that.
Yeah. Well, that's right. Of course, you want the dream scenario,
Mhm.
and the girls are just like, "Wow, he just won the Super Bowl." Yeah. What's the next one, Mike?
Well, I think Dave is more this guy right here.
I mean,
Yeah. What the hell's going on here? Look at
Hey,
these two
hey,
showing off.
Hey, we're in wings. Where are my wings?
Yeah. Well, you're not kidding. I love chicken wings.
Oh,
That's Megan Fox. That's what she was wearing at the Super Bowl.
Damn.
She's fantastic. You know what's funny?
What?
After the Super Bowl, I was watching Transformers. I was only watching it for her
Yeah,
because I hadn't seen it since it's 2007, and I hadn't seen it since I saw it in the movies. And I'm like, well, let's see if Megan Fox is still as attractive, and she was. So, what's the next picture with her? I think there's there's her and Machine Gun Kelly.
And her dumb husband.
Yeah, and they love pink. See, now that I would not do with a girl. I don't think I'd all go pink. Maybe.
I think you look really good with hot pink hair.
Really?
I do. I think you look
I've had it once
cool.
before.
I'm sure
I
you
was
looked hot.
well. I was in a band and I asked for cherry cola colored hair, and they messed up, and it was pink.
I love.
And then when I went back, I'm like, "You made it pink. That's what you asked for." I'm like, "You think I asked for pink hair? You really believe that I came in there asking for pink?
Right.
You know you messed up." And then they redid it, but she would never admit that she messed up. She had a problem in tint class, like Frenchie from Greece.
I love Frenchie from Greece. But you
problem
see,
in all my
what a
classes.
great photo! Like how great it is to be successful and in love in public with all the paparazzi photo. But I can understand it's also a private moment. Not everybody likes that.
I have been in these rooms, as I'm sure you have,
Right.
and fooled around with lots of girls. In these VIP sections, and I guess we've been fooling around and stuff. So,
Right. I guess you just.
but I guess I never think
photograph.
about it.
Yeah.
And I don't think anybody's going to photograph me or care.
Right.
But I think it would be in my head if I thought that was going to be a thing.
Totally.
That's
the thing is like, for me, it's not about being a celebrity or not. I just want to be affectionate with my man out in public and not care. Like I just don't have to hide anything and be like weird.
Right.
Like, oh, we can't be affectionate. That's the only thing I think women feel weird about when they're intimate. with
one
guys.
time I was at the Stress Factory with Dave Attell, and I guess my girlfriend came in the dressing room and she was on my lap, and I wanted to be affectionate. I was trying to be polite, but I really wanted her to get off because I didn't want to be in there when Attell came in, and he came in and he saw us and he didn't care.
Right.
But I'm like, see, now I feel like an idiot. And
it's like the effects. Right. Because comics also rig on each other about.
Right. Well, I knew I was going to get that, but it's also like, I think sometimes the girls do it on purpose. They're like, why aren't you being affectionate with me now? Are you afraid or something like that? I'm like, no, I'm just trying to be not disrespectful. I'm opening for him. This is not my green room.
Right.
It's disrespectful.
You're right. There are boundaries. You are right. And I thought about that after. It's like, you can be affectionate, but when we're being professional, like one comic said to me, he was hilarious. He goes, what do you think you are? You think you're the Travis Barker and Kourtney Kardashian of our time? He's like, there's comics I know that have been married for years and don't do what you know, this public of affection or
display of affection. Mike, go to the next one, which is the other side of the story. This is Brandon Ayuk. I think that's how you pronounce his name, for the 49ers, who I thought it read that his wife was divorcing him after he lost. But I don't think that's the quote. Like, I thought she was, which is hilarious, because she's like, but I want to win. That's their kid, who's the most adorable kid I've ever seen.
This kid rules.
Yeah, that kid's the best. He's like, I don't give a shit. So we lost. My dad's still a 49er.
Yeah.
Nobody will remember this.
I love that.
And then the next one is even better. This is Lana Del Rey, which we all know is Taylor Swift's best pal. And she's wearing a 49ers jersey, a really nice 49ers like coat, right? So then if you go to the next one, you see her there right in front of Taylor Swift's box, but not invited in because she's wearing a 49ers jersey. So if you go to the next picture, you can see her, and she took the 49ers jacket off. Otherwise, you can't go in that box. And you can't blame anybody.
Yeah.
You can't go in there.
For publicity, what a genius marketing, because now we're talking about multiple stories surrounding the Super Bowl, like her and her best friend, Lana Del Rey. Then we're talking about Lana Del Rey. We're talking about Taylor Swift, Ice Spice. Now they all get promotion.
Yep. Well,
and
that's
it's not
why
really about the game. That's the hilarious part.
I tried to get in that box so badly to promote this show, and they were just adamant about not having that happen. It's very upsetting. I don't want to talk about it.
Imagine you there. That would be the highlight.
So wait, Chanel.
Real quick, look at young Tor Johnson over here.
Ew. Who is that? The guy from Deliverance?
No, the guy from Deep Plan 9 from Outer Space.
Oh. Yeah, he looks like he's having a good time. That's exactly what I'd want in my box if I.
It must be like, I wonder what it feels like.
That's it, Mike.
Swift in that moment, like all eyes on you.
Well, I think she's used to it now. So
right.
Like, but I can't even imagine. That would be the worst thing for me. I would not. I don't think that. I've always said, and I don't know if you know who it is. When I was first doing comedy, I'm like, I'd like to get to this level of success, the same success as Eddie Money has. Do you know who that is?
No.
Exactly. He was a musician, and a lot of people know his songs. You probably know a couple of his songs, like "Take Me Home Tonight." I don't want to listen for the morning, like whatever. That guy.
Okay.
That's the perfect success for me.
So it's
a couple of his tunes,
right? He's successful in what he loves to do,
but he can definitely go to the Super Bowl where nobody will give a shit.
I get that. See, and I want Taylor. I want the fame. And
you do?
Well, not. I just
That's
want
a lot of responsibility.
It is a lot of responsibility.
Wow.
You're right.
I think you could probably get it. So wait, so you're here today because first of all, I enjoyed that you're doing shows to fight for the cause.
Yes.
Of the people of Israel.
Yes.
I like that. Now. Sometimes we don't bring that. Oh, that's the guy. Wait.
Is that my husband or you?
Oh, that's the guy from Plan 9.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was a wrestler, right? Like a real wrestler.
I think, but he was also no, the wrestler played him in the
Johnny Depp one.
Yeah.
Right.
That was George Animal Steel playing him.
Okay. Yeah. Right.
FYI, we have the video you brought and then also the video this is where I was for the
realized you were in town and somebody forgot to invite me, but no, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I might as well show the one. This is what happened last night on TBS. We can't hear it, but the audience can hear it, right? Gross.
What?
That's my drinking toilet.
I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Not cool. Forget it, you guys. She wrecked it.
It was only pee.
That's freaking cool. I love that. Voiceovers too. You do it all, man.
Yeah, well, this was last night. In fact, it's on tonight at 10, so you can see that. And also when I play the Bunny Rabbit, Jeff as Damone from Fast Times at Ridgemont High. So make sure you tune in to Stupid Pet Tricks tonight at 10 or tomorrow at 11. and then you also get to see the Fast Times voice.
I love that.
Hey, this guy's all right.
That's
You know,
my
so-
favorite movie.
Oh, it is?
It is of all time. Are you kidding? That's so cool.
Yeah, well, I'm showing it to I teach at the university in New Jersey, this
Oh,
Montclair
wow.
State. So we're watching that next week.
That's
And then we're having the director come in and talk about it
That's
after the next week.
that's
Yeah, I'm
great.
excited.
Your students
Everybody's
are
excited.
probably so excited too.
Yeah, you'd think that. They are rotten children.
Younger children are.
No, they're excited. They're excited because this is the same woman that directed Clueless, which is my favorite movie. So
Same.
you're almost wearing the Alicia Silverstone outfit
Like
from
that whole-
a little bit.
I love Clueless.
So anyway,
Yeah.
you're doing a thing for the Israel thing, and I never know whether to talk about it or not. So I like that you're doing it.
Thank you.
Because I teach and I never know whether to post anything or anything, but it's good that you're doing that.
Yeah.
How'd that show go? That was on
So yeah,
Thursday,
we had
I
a
think,
show
right?
at West Side Comedy Club, and it was in honor of Bring Them Home Now. So Bring Them
Right.
Home Now is now a campaign. It's turned into a worldwide campaign with the Jewish people really fighting for getting our hostages back. Of course,
It's funny that somebody could be against that,
I know,
but
people
okay.
are. And so I always say this isn't a political fight. It's not about. It's about innocent hostages, literally in Gaza. And by the way, not only Israeli or Jewish, Muslims,
Yeah,
Christians,
everybody's in there.
Americans, everybody's in there.
And yet they're protesting against it
And
somehow. It's unbelievable.
And I think it's extreme
drives me nuts.
terrorism. So it's for me, I was like, what can I do? So I started actually becoming part of the kidnap campaign in New York City. We started a group with all the Jewish people, and what we do is we go out in the field and we start hanging up the Jewish, not the Jewish, but the posters
Posters, yeah.
of these Israeli hostages that are still taken, so that we can put pressure and hopefully something's done about it. Now, the heartbreaking thing is people tearing them down.
I know.
I'll
I've
never
seen
understand.
it. I've watched it
I
happen.
mean, I understand
can't
that
believe it.
that means there's more I think the way to fight against anti-Semitism is to keep raising money or raising charity. That's what we did. We did it in honor of comedy. It was one avenue we could do it. The money we're going to send is directly to and people can donate also now, is hostages and missing family forums in New York. And there's a link in my bio, and then we're going to donate to them directly, not only just to help the hostages when they come back, hopefully safely, but to help their families get the word out.
That's nice.
And I'm heartbroken because my dad's Israeli, and for a long time I couldn't really admit that. And there's a lot of anti-Semitism in New York in general.
Yeah.
I don't know how you feel.
No,
about it.
listen,
It's scary.
started comedy a long time ago. Now, this is the way I see it.
Yeah.
Because of anti-Semitism, changed their last names. So when I first started, Jon Stewart, and we're about the same age, he was the last person to change his name for all the years in the 40s and 50s where all these actors and comedians would change their last name.
Right.
So Jon Stewart, I always say, is the last person to change his name. I think it's Leibowitz, and he changed it to Stewart. And Sarah Silverman was the first person to keep it. And she's like, I'm going to take a stand, and I'm going to keep my name, and everybody can go fuck themselves. That's why you knew she was way badass.
That's why I
because
love
she did
Sarah
not
Silverman.
change
Yep.
it. And now, and all this time then, so I would never talk about being Jewish on stage. I know Attell never did either. We were afraid
Yep.
to talk about it on stage. There were a lot of people, like Jon Stewart didn't care, a lot of badass people that didn't mind. My sister and I were embarrassed. We would take our bar mitzvah pictures down when we'd have a party at our house because we
Right.
were very embarrassed, or not embarrassed, but about bar mitzvah pictures, yes. But we just, there was a lot of anti-Semitism in my junior high and stuff like that. So I definitely grew up that way, but I didn't want to do any Jewish stuff. And then as time went by, and I'm talking about in the 2000s, maybe I felt more comfortable, maybe around 2010 or 12, that, you know what, I think I can talk about being Jewish now.
Right.
And then all just went to shit
Right.
really quickly.
Really quickly.
Where now I'm like,
now we're still blamed for everything.
it's really bad.
But that's why I
And
said, I was like, these people, at first I was scared. I'm like, but my comedy career, and I'm like, Chanel, your comedy career, there's literally right now over 136 hostages that are innocent civilians from this war, and you have a chance to at least do something about it, even if it doesn't make a change. But at least you can say you went out in the field and you posted those posters.
yeah,
You did
that's a big
something,
deal.
right?
That's
I
a
mean,
big deal.
where you raised money.
I'm afraid to do that.
Don't be afraid. You could
I
always
am
come with
afraid.
me. But it is a little scary. I mean, there's one
It is a
time
little
I had to
scary.
be like a bodyguard and like scare people up because I'm so defensive and I know what can happen, that instead of even having a conversation, I go to a defense mode, right? Because that's what.
Yeah, that's always the best not to do. That's what I try not to do.
I
And
know.
I just, like, I bought, and if you listen to my podcast, which is similar to yours because it's called Juskow in the City.
Yes. Yes, I
Here's a
know. And we
Chanel
have to
in the
have you and Sean Chanel in the city. That's so crazy.
It is funny.
It is.
We were like, oh, I think we're soulmates, and then we just have the same podcast name of it is kind of weird. But I was talking about 2 weeks ago. I bought this girl who I guess is Libyan, and my Jewish friend. One was 30, one was 86, and brought them together to this restaurant. We were watching my friend Paul Lauren play music, and they got into a fight over Israel and Hamas. And he was poking it. He was just mentioning it, and then she just got defensive really quick, right. Which I would not do. I would have just been like, yeah, I see your point. Move on, because it's just too hot a topic you're not going to have a good night after that.
You're not.
So, maybe then I just wouldn't hang out with that person again if they had views like that are crazy, but, or that I think are crazy. But yeah, I try never to get defensive because there's no way to win.
No, you're right. It's about conversation, and that's what I realize. And it's about also coming from love, because I think there's so much hate. People are just used to us, like, stooping, I guess, low, right? You want to, as Jews, we always we learn to take the high road. And
we do. It's
Jews,
true. It's true. No, it's true. It's right. Right. Yeah.
And again, I just wish people have more educated to know that when people are kidnapped, it's not just.
But people don't seem to know. It's very, very odd.
Have you been experiencing it lately in the comedy world now that this broke out, the war broke out? Is it worse for you? Is it not anything for you because people respect you as a comic?
Well, I'll tell you this.
They don't respect me as anything. Not a comic, not a woman, not a Jew. I'm fucked. I'm like, why am I still living?
It's the best that they respect you as a comic. He's like, nobody's ever respect Dave as a comic. I knew you were gonna laugh at that. I'm trying to pass it over. You son of a bitch. I was actually talking to Sarah Silverman's sister, who's a rabbi in Israel. Right. She lives in Israel. And I said, I hope you're doing okay. And we communicate every once in a while. And then she goes, I hope you're doing okay. I think it's worse over there. She says it's worse here than it is there, which was surprising to me. Because
the army, and that's why I think the world, I understand, the world is getting angry and they take it all always out on Israel, and they blame Israel. That's why we thought about why are people getting so mad about posters of innocent hostages, because of the anti-Semitism spreading.
Yeah, it's so weird, but it's not weird too.
Like everyone there, that's why they feel safe,
I guess. But the weird part is when you think about it, when people ask, why is there anti-Semitism? I'm like, well, I don't know, but it's been going on for like 5,000 years. This is nothing new. This happened before we killed Jesus.
Right.
There's way before. That's what Passover is. There's just no, I don't know what the Jews did way before, the Jesus thing.
I believe it's Adam and Eve. It started from Adam and
Eve. Apparently somebody was a different religion and just people got angry. And
by the way, we have as Jews, everyone's like envious sometimes, like, oh, the Jews have money. The Jews are this. The Jews run Hollywood. We have it worse or harder because of all the responsibility we have to take as a
And if the Jews run Hollywood, I feel like I would have more work.
Hello,
if they really ran it.
If we really, come on, let's be real here, guys. If they really run Hollywood,
I feel like
they would be on the poster child of like,
my son, come on, look at
You know who really runs Hollywood? It's the Italians.
Yeah,
they have the money.
No, they don't.
No,
no.
I feel like they.
No, it is the Jews, but and the gays.
The gays love.
That's where you really want to get in.
Yes.
That's why tonight I'm coming out, and I'm telling everybody I can be booked. Anyway, let's move on.
Yeah.
Last week we made our final picks for the Super Bowl. Can we take a look at that, Mike? This is a full season of like 22 weeks of picking. This was the Super Bowl where there shouldn't be any anti-Semitism whatsoever. It's just all in good fun. And as you can see, me and you guys picked the Chiefs, and we also picked the over. And as you can see, Irene and her pendulum stink. And she texted me. Do you know Irene Bremis?
No. I don't.
Oh, well, she has a pendulum. Oh, she's like, oh, this predicts the outcome. She's gotten it wrong every time we've had. Yeah, Penji was 0-2. And she texted me. She's like, Penji sucks. And she does it all the time. Parade. You got that right, Scruffy. Because they know I hate parades. So here's the end standings. The guests, even with Penji's hard picking, were so far ahead. They win big. You guys came in second, and Mike came in last, and I came in third. But let's look at the poster, Mike. There's the array of stars that made those picks the winning. Nick and Sarah and Greg Fitzsimmons, Tom Papa, Marina. I was a guest one week. The Cookie Monster, Lacey, Wayne Fetterman, Alon. You know that girl, Noelle.
Yeah, I love Noelle.
She was on your show, right?
Yes,
Noelle Leone.
Noelle is amazing.
Rachel, Dino Stamatopoulos, Molly Heckerling, and finally Irene, all created a big 22-week bubble that they won the big NFL challenge this year. Congratulations to all of our guest pickers.
Wow.
Fascinating. And these are people, half of them, like Tom Papa and Greg, and actually Sarah even know about what's happening.
Yeah.
The rest of them, they're like, I don't know anything about sports. And that's how you win, when you know nothing. Because clearly
crazy.
Nobody knows anything. That's why
it's not being a strategist or calculated. It's not about that.
No, there's only one person that knows something, and it's Sam Rothstein, who's a fictional cat. Well, he's not
Another
a fictional character from
Sam Rothstein.
Well, yeah, from Casino, the movie Casino,
right?
That Robert De Niro played.
Yeah, I love that.
And that guy, whoever's making the points, knows everything. And they picked the over as 47.5, and it was 47. I mean, how they do this mathematical genius. Also, making the 49ers -2 got everybody to think, well, why would they be favored? Because we all knew Kansas City was going to win.
Right.
But they made it 49ers -2, and everybody was second guessing. When somebody knows something, that's even a brilliant strategy. These guys are so good. But those analysts on TV, they're paid millions of dollars, and they know nothing. Most of them got everything wrong all season long.
Hilarious.
It's fascinating.
It's like when you don't care. It's like in dating, when you just don't give a shit. You get more...
Oh, sorry, JWB. Right. Gotcha. No, I did see it. I haven't been around. I'm sorry, JWB. He's coming to town, and I wanted to respond to him properly, but when I got it, I've been busy ever since.
I love how well-mannered you are. It's very important.
Well,
it's very sweet.
I am and I'm not
at
the same time. That's right. It happens with a lot of the boys too.
Yeah, I'm sure. Now I'm like, I want to date a nice guy.
Why? What do you usually date?
Bad boys that are
good.
Boys. Am I allowed to
give us some? Yeah. Give some examples.
I think I date non-committal men
who
are committed to other women but me. Does that make sense? Does that make sense?
Well,
somehow something about me doesn't scream, I think, to men commit to me, and I think a lot of times they're committed to other women, but I'll be the girl that they'll like hang out with for a while and then break my heart and then end up with that woman they. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It's too bad. No,
bad, right?
No, it's horrible. Where are you from? You're from Long Island, right? That's where you grew up?
That's where I grew up.
Where in Long Island?
Great Neck.
Oh.
I'm a Great Neck girl. Like Talia Reese.
Talia Reese.
She's also a Jewish comedian.
No, I don't know. I was thinking of Della Reese, and that didn't make any sense because she's a big black woman.
And dead.
Right. Yeah. And why would she be doing a Great Neck? I have a friend who's a Great Neck. She's half Puerto Rican and half Chinese, and we're like, how did you get in there?
Yeah.
And she was like, and it was hilarious. She's like, God, I always wanted to be Jewish. Isn't that the funniest thing? When are you gonna ever hear that? Except if you grew up in Great Neck.
But also a lot of Great Neck is becoming like Chinese dominant.
Yeah. Well, where I grew up, it's all Indian now. I grew up in Edison, New Jersey, and it's 99% Indian now. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, my whole high school that I went to is all, I guess, Asian. Whatever the Asian and Indian combination would be, but I think Indians are Asian, so I guess it would be just Asian.
It's actually smart.
When I went to school there were 3 Indian guys, 3, and 1 girl.
Wow.
And now there's most of the school.
That's amazing. So progress.
And it turns out they're okay.
Hopefully
they're all right people.
All the Jews also will be not hiding in their basement.
But then, but you did a TV show out there, right?
I did. It was called Princesses of Long Island. It was a Long Island show. I was one of the princesses, but I'm not really a princess.
Oh, was that fun?
It was fun. It was a fun experience. Yeah. Reality TV is, I tell everyone you should do it.
You should do it. That sounds awful for me. I would not want cameras in my face No, I would hate it.
Really?
I don't understand how the Kardashians live like that.
But it's like
that would
acting,
not be for me.
I mean,
not 24/7.
Because it's not 24/7, and you're like, right, with acting, you could literally film a movie one day. It's 4 hours.
People have always wanted to follow me around with a camera for years. And I just can't even, I would hate it.
It's too much.
I don't know why.
It is. It's too much.
And it seems like I would love it. Like, cause I'm like, hey, what's happening? But no, it would bother the hell out of me. I don't know.
Not fun when you're dating someone and they break up with you on national TV. That's not fun.
Oh, I've had that happen 100 times. That doesn't bother me. I just don't want to get a bad side. But yeah, has that happened to you? They broke up with you on national TV?
Yeah.
On that show?
On that show, yeah.
And that was real?
And that was real, yeah.
How can that be real?
It was 100% real.
A guy broke up with you on that. Mike, can you get a clip of that quickly?
Well, he broke up with, I think you can find it on YouTube.
Somebody broke up with her on national TV on that show, Fuckboy Island, was it? No,
No, but it
Princess.
should have been called Princesses of Long Island. But that's funny, Fuckboy Island. I think
that's a different. That was a real show.
Yeah, it's a real show. And a guy. So where did you meet this guy? Did the television set it up for you?
No,
Do we know that if this guy did it on purpose because it would make good television?
So long story short, I was dating the guy in real life. The show started to film, and then he had broke up with me and left me for his ex-girlfriend, and then the show started
That's
filming.
Exactly what you said would happen too.
Yeah, and they started filming, and I was telling the story like to my friends on camera, like real life stuff, and the producers were like, "Look, we're gonna need him to be on the show." I was like, "Look, no, we're not, because I'm not going through this heartbreak again. Because it was hard enough for me to go through a heartbreak in real life and then film a TV show. It's just a lot of emotions.
Sounds horrible.
Put it in front of the world. Yeah. I'm like, I just want to do my comedy. I didn't do this for living my personal life. I actually did it for the opportunity of doing comedy, because at the time they were looking for comedians to do the green screens and the confessionals. So I was like, oh, this can be perfect for me. Long story short, I realized, you have to actually open up your personal life to be an actual compelling character on reality TV. So they made my ex-boyfriend actually re-break up with me. So that the world can see what happened.
Why would you want to? Why would you want to do something like? Well, I guess you wanted to be on TV. I mean,
right? I signed up for it.
You were trying to be a comedian. You needed the little venue like that. Yeah, I mean,
you get it. It's show.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you do when you're younger, I guess. Just, I mean, when you're just starting out, that's.
But you don't think about it. Like I thought about it when that happened, and as many people as I helped, and everyone's like, I related to you. It was also very personal, and I really regret having that shown.
Like I went on Starch because that made a lot of sense. But then when you think about it, you're like, why would I put myself there where I'm going to get judged? That suck. Why would I want that?
But what about the opportunity that comes after that, right?
Well, it didn't for me, but I'm sure it did for some people. Yeah, I mean, no, there is an opportunity that could happen. And, but you also put yourself out there that you could be destroyed. Right. That's what happened to Tony Woods, Mike.
Yikes.
He had the, no, but
wow.
He got the lowest score in Star Search ever, but that's kind of a badge of honor as well.
Yeah, that is a badge of honor. I'd rather do that on Star Search than have a guy just break up with me.
Right, and that was before there was social media and stuff like that, so it went away pretty quick.
Well, I'm also
except in your group circle, like the people that know you.
That's the thing. It was after I did the show, because I was typecasted, and I was a comedian, I was a writer and a producer. I would go out for jobs, right? And like my biggest claim to fame was that a guy broke up with me. That's like a feminist woman's worst nightmare, that I'm just that, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Because then your comedy's is overlooked, or your acting is overlooked. So,
Yeah. That stinks.
So that you didn't do reality. But I saw you in Crashing.
Oh.
You were phenomenal in that.
Thank you.
I actually watched that for a while.
I can't stand that.
How did that?
It's just,
that feel?
It felt horrible.
Really?
Wearing that towel. That's all I ever think about. It was awful. They didn't tell me that.
In it.
First of all, I was nervous because it was HBO. So I'm like, I hope I don't have to get naked. And then when I read that thing that I was going to be in a towel, I'm like, Jesus Christ, that was pretty close. I can't believe this is happening. But the thing was, the towel was supposed to be up here, and I was supposed to have that thing on my head.
Yeah.
And then as we kept going, they're like, well, let's take the towel down a little further. It just kept going lower and lower. And I tell everybody, now that is acting. If you're in a towel, and you don't look great on TV, and and there's all like 40 people there, next behind the cameras and everything.
Yeah,
that's acting. And I pretended. I put it in mind. I'm like, it's not. This is not going to affect me. I'm going to be okay. I'm just going to walk around as if I have the greatest body ever, and it's not going to affect me. But it's difficult. It's like very embarrassing. But what I wanted to happen, Mike, I don't know whether you know this, but I was hoping they had a piano there, and I wanted to come out of the shower, and there's an old Bugs Bunny thing where he comes out of the shower and he's like singing in the shower. You're just an angel, just go, and he just goes to the piano, ding, and then I go back in the piano, but they didn't seem to get the gags. Plus, it was written by Beth Stelling, and she's the best, so I didn't want to screw her up. She's amazing.
She's amazing.
Yeah, I really, really like her a lot. And
is that how you got the gig? Like, because you are like, well, you're friends with a lot of comics that are actors.
Yeah. So, I guess Judd's or Pete's agent got me the job, his manager and stuff. But let alone Sarah was in it too, and she goes, "Oh yeah, you should totally use Juskow." So that's always helpful.
That's always helpful. Yes.
No one everyone likes the way you look on this. It's fine.
You know what, Mike?
You
You
were
are
my
the
favorite.
worst
I gotta be honest.
person
I was in
ever.
love with
I
you.
just
In
told
love.
you.
You got her hot.
It's gonna be like to our kids. Look, mommy, and look, baby, daddy. Look, he did so great on that.
Well, like I said, you know, I walked around like it didn't bother me at least,
You
but
really
I
were
remember
confident.
watching it myself at home,
Yeah.
like this.
Well, we all do that,
and
right?
and so my mother and my sister gang up on me the next day, like, and this had happened on a show back in the 80s. I was on this TV show in the 80s, and my grandmother called up and said, I was like, what do you think of the show? They're like, you need a nose job. That's the show. I'm like, what? And I never even thought about it before.
Right.
And then I got it done because she demanded it. And then after this show, my sister and my mother go, listen. And I thought they were kidding because we would always talk about what happened. And they're like, you need to get your eyes done. I'm like, what? I thought they were going to mention my hair or go to a gym or something. I never thought it was going to be my eye. I'm like, thanks. That was the one part of my body I didn't have a problem with.
I love it
until today.
They always make it right. Jewish mothers, God bless them. Because me too. I'm like, after the reality show, that's when it was heavy on me about like getting a nose job and then feeling not pretty enough and feeling I had to, you know, always keep up.
Any plastics? You don't have to tell me if you don't want. But
no, but I am. I'm gonna get a.
We always get fam. My sister's got her kids, all got stuff. That's all we do.
I want to get done. I want to get it done. I feel like it's like being a self cutter. It just helps, or a tattoo, or putting a tattoo. It helps.
It's funny. I would never tell somebody if. You know, I would be like, no, don't change it because I've already had it done. So it'd be completely two-faced. And everybody told me not to do it. Oh, you don't need it. And maybe I didn't. But I don't even know whether
like
I did it for my grandmother. But then, you know, I don't know. Maybe it made me feel better. And also I was getting anti-Semitism on stage at the time. Right. So I thought it would help that way too. I would get up on stage sometime, not in New York, and people would go, this guy's Jewish. You know, not that they can't still tell. Right. But, you know, I thought when I got my nose job, no one will be able to tell. You know, that's how you perceive yourself. Totally. Like, nobody's going to recognize me when I walk in somewhere. But
isn't that sad wasn't that we had, but I also like to educate people too, that's a real fear of us as Jews. Like even me, people, like everyone says Jewish look like, because I have a lot of friends right now that are activists, Jewish Israeli activists that look not Jewish. They have the perfect nose, or because there was like the stereotype, I guess, back in the day that's what you're Jewish if you have a big nose. And so people had such a
Barbara Streisand.
You know, Barbara Streisand, she never changed it.
Nope. She was afraid it would hurt her vocal cords.
So she never changed it.
She never changed it. And she was, she still is, was stunning.
But
you ever see What's Up?
She's stunning.
My God, she's so beautiful.
And objective, I guess.
But she doesn't like being photographed on her side. She's very serious about that, you know, like. But she's still beautiful.
Who wants to live that life? Might as well just get plastic surgery and.
You might as well just get it done. I don't think it hurts your vocal cords that much if you have a professional do it. Of course, we're talking about the 60s and 70s, maybe good back then.
Right.
You know,
but you think if I got it now, especially during this time, and I wanted to get it done, and I felt confident, I would still be proud of being a Jew, but confident. Because then that.
Well, I don't know what your deal is. I mean, you seem pretty confident to me. So,
well, I should tell
you.
Do
you usually feel are you not a confident person?
I am usually a confident person, but I remember recently I put a stand-up clip online, and then all the comments were about very anti-Semitic. And this was before October 7th. Like, you big nose Jew don't deserve to be on stage. You're
That's
not funny
why I try never
nose.
to put up anything online. Boy, yeah.
But it was attacking the nose. So if nobody really had a problem with it, it's not that I'm not confident. I could be confident all I want.
You can get that nose done.
Right.
And they're still going to make comments. Yes, I know, because I've been on I remember this first happened when I was on the Jim and Sam show, you know, Jim Norton.
Yeah, love
and I do his show sometimes.
I love
and I'd be on the video like this, and they'd put something out, and my hands would be down here, and they're like, look at his hands. They're stupid. And I'm like, what? What is happening? So, your nose is a minor problem they're just going to pick on. What kind of teeth are those? What kind of hair is that? Is she serious with the two-tone?
Yes.
I mean, there's no way to win. They will pick on every bit of you.
Unless you.
Oh, look at her. Isn't she beautiful?
Everyone says I look like her.
You do a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
And that's a gorgeous compliment.
She's and that movie is amazing too. I think there's Peter Bogdanovich, and she's so good. she's so funny and cool, and it's just such a sexy movie because she's just so into Ryan O'Neal.
Yes.
Like she won't take no for an answer,
Yes.
and yet it's a little weird and stalkery in this day and age. But when it's the woman doing it, it doesn't seem as bad.
No.
But I just watched this movie called was it called Pretty? No, this is Brooke Shields one. Baby, It's You with Roseanne Arquette.
Ooh.
And this guy, Vincent Spano. And my friend Lawrence used to say, oh, I love this movie. I love this movie. Watching it today, it's real fucked up. I was like, wow, I can't believe this is my friend's favorite movie. And I called him and I said, this is your favorite movie? He goes, my wife said the same thing. I just made her watch it recently. Like, because it's changed since nowadays. It takes place in the 80s. It's a John Sayles film. And the guy in it is so abusive.
Yeah.
Which I guess used to be okay in the mid 80s. That it's just really weird.
It's almost like that's why we say we have fuckboy issues and daddy issues now. It's almost like that abusive culture was hot.
Yeah, I know.
So we get confused.
Maybe it'll come back. I like it. Right?
You do?
Hey, I told you to get me a cup of coffee. What's the matter with you? I missed that.
That just got me. Right. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, we watched Saturday Night Fever all the time. That was what we strive to be. Like, yeah, I knew you were a con.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, just throw. Sorry,
that was like the swag that we were learning from.
Oh, yeah,
pussy finger.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ, that movie's so messed up. I love it too. Hey, Father, can I talk to you for a minute?
Do you feel like
hey,
that
Father,
was a misogynistic film?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. I guess 20 years later.
Right.
I didn't see it in 1977. It was big, and I don't know. I didn't see it until the late 80s or early 90s, and I was shocked.
Yeah.
I was like, this is the most, like, one of the most successful films ever. I was just shocked at the language. I knew about the dancing, and I can't get enough of his dancing. I mean, it's really spectacular.
Yeah.
But the language and the content was, I'm like, they made this PG because it was rated R.
Right.
And then they made it PG. Well, you're too young, but they made it PG because they wanted everybody, because it was just becoming this thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they cut out. I mean, I can guess, but they must
pretty...
have cut out the rape scenes and stuff like that.
They definitely didn't cut out his, like, with his penis. Like,
oh, no, that was amazing.
Like,
no.
Doing the whole...
Oh, he was so unbelievable.
The
fact that Fran Drescher is in that, and then, did all this for SAG this year, and then she's in that movie. That's unbelievable.
She's amazing too.
Yeah, she's really cool.
She was an inspiration growing up.
They took out 6 minutes.
Oh, they took out 6 minutes of the. I always wonder, maybe I should check out that PG version. I bet you I could know what's missing because I know that movie backwards and forwards. Hey, Father, can I talk to you? My girlfriend likes to taste the communion wafers. Hey, Father, can I talk to you? I got to talk to you for a minute. Yeah, what is this? Have you talked to your priest about this? I talked to everybody about this. Okay, thanks, Father. Thanks a lot. Frank. I don't know. I'm doing the line. I can't get enough. I
love
stop
it. It's so good.
Yeah, he doesn't call her the C word. He says, and now you're getting dropped off at the next stop.
What?
In the PG version.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah.
And what's the rated R version?
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, you're making up. Okay. No, I also like that scene where they're in the coffee shop. He goes, she's like, yeah, this guy Laurence Olivier came in, and he came, he's like, oh yeah. She's like, he's in the camera commercials, and like, oh, he's good. He's like, you gotta. So did you get a free camera from him? I'm like, no, we didn't get it. Oh, because you already had one. You Sly Fox.
That is hilarious.
So I like coffee. I was like, I drink tea now. You don't understand, man. He helped me. I didn't know nothing. He helped me. All right. Don't worry about it. It's gonna be all right. Me and Marina Franklin, her, we do that scene all the time together.
So good. I love that. That like makes me happy. I'm like,
I know.
You know what?
Makes me
I
happy
role
too.
Play too.
It's fun.
So, instead of taking life so seriously.
Why do you take life seriously? You and your Jewish Israeli thing?
I know.
It's not that. Stop being so serious. It's not that big a deal. They'll release them soon.
They better. Are they going to?
I don't know.
Well, imagine, God forbid, I always
sad.
think about if it was me. No one would ever run to my rescue. I'm like, I'd be shit out of
That's not true.
God forbid. Please help tell me you would.
Of course I would.
You knew
wouldn't
I was
or something too. I don't know. I wouldn't. Do you not get along with your parents? Is that true?
No, my parents are like, I always explain my parents as like, they never were meant to be parents. That makes sense. So They got married, they're in love, but they were just not meant to have.
You have brothers and sisters?
I do.
You have 3 kids.
I'm the oldest of 3. My sister's 36 with 2 kids, and married in Brooklyn, and my brother's has a girlfriend in Miami. He's not married.
He's got a girlfriend in Miami.
Yeah, he's got.
That means he's probably gay.
He's living.
He's that guy who's like, oh, I got a girlfriend. She's in Miami. She couldn't make it. She's doing a Bubblicious commercial.
Right. I've never talked to this girl on the phone yet, but no.
Mike, do we still have time? I don't know what time it is.
Yeah, we have time for the pictures.
Right. Sorry, I usually.
Have you ever been married?
Organized. No. Oh, it's only 7.
Okay, we talked about this.
No, I haven't. And
bridesmaid.
I asked a girl to marry me in 2020.
Yeah.
I think it was 2020 or 2021, and then she died.
No.
Yeah, it was. It's not.
So
it's sad, but it's not that sad. She was.
What do you mean it's sad?
Well, I mean, she was. I really liked her a lot, and she was going through a rough time, and I thought I could help because she was big drunk, and then she hit her head on the table and died. So it was just funny. My last text to her was like, "So you want to get married or what?"
Oh my!
You know, like, but I was like serious about because we had talked on the phone about it and stuff, and
so
then she just died. You know, it was like really funny. And I mean, it's not that funny, but like so many people have died by hitting their heads and then not going to the hospital.
That's
what happened to Bob Saget.
Is that what happened to him? So that I always go.
You know, they just fall asleep. The one thing you're not supposed to do. Of course, she was drunk, so there's nothing he could do. But I keep in touch with her parents all the time. It's real messed up because. You know, I think they really wanted me as a son-in-law.
Of course.
Well, we don't know whether she wanted to have me at all as a husband, but it was pretty easy.
Fun, like
really, I was just like, I knew that wasn't going to happen. I don't know. You know, I mean, it's very rare to. I don't know. I mean, it was really messed up, but it was COVID, so everything was messed up.
Right.
Like I couldn't go to the funeral or anything. Like they just had it streamed online because, in fact, everybody who went there got COVID. People that did actually go.
You see,
got COVID.
Though there's been there was 2 comics who passed away, unfortunately, drinking and doing something that made them pass away, and that's scary. You know?
Like who?
I think Neil Andra.
Is that the guy that committed suicide?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It was, what I've heard is that it was because he was under the influence.
But didn't he write a letter to one of the comedy clubs saying this is your fault?
Is that true? I heard that too.
Mike, do you know about that?
Are we allowed to? Is this mob like?
Well, I mean, he didn't write to the Cellar.
No, I think he wrote to a comedy club too.
It might have been the Stand. I don't know.
What was his name again?
Neil Is it Nandra or look it up. Neil.
Well, it's okay.
A-L.
And who's the other one?
And there was someone in LA that a recent friend of mine. I forget who it was, but
I think I heard about that too.
He was drunk, and then they found out he was under fentanyl.
That's just recently too.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he either also jumped off or committed suicide in some. My point is like they're clearly under the influence. I don't know if they would really want to do that if they weren't, but it's just sad.
Yeah, sometimes, you know, you just got to make room for.
Would you do
really?
That? In general, does it make you want life or death sometimes? But do you really
suicidal? Multiple occasions.
You did.
I've had to get help. Yes.
So, but not about a comedy club letting you in?
No.
Okay.
But there have been recently now 3 times in my life where I really just didn't think.
I'm sorry.
It was one was when he feels that way, and the other one was around 30s, I think. I was like, things aren't going to get. And that's the whole thing. You know, when I was in college, I wanted to put together a program. This is before they had stuff like this. Yeah. Like we should have some sort of suicide program. They should take a course in it or something, or teach it in high school, you know, that things will get better, or at least you have to tell people that, because hope is all you have. And it's funny because when I think about it now, I guess I was onto something, but I didn't do anything about it.
Right. No, it's important that you talk about it because, to be honest, that helps someone like me in
general. They used to have like a call line, but it wasn't. You'd still be embarrassed to make the call,
right?
So it's better now, I guess. I mean, they used, you know, it was a line. I used to have the pamphlet, and I'm like, maybe I should call, but I was like, maybe my parents will see the bill. I don't know.
Like, I did it too one time. So I was like, maybe they're gonna like commit me to Bellevue now, and I can't. I down that route. I just had one moment.
No, so it's good. Things are a little better now. You know, you can. You know, there are places to, I guess, call or something. You know, it's funny. I think I Googled it like right around the COVID time. I Googled how to commit suicide, I think, and instantly came suicide prevention. Like they have it, I guess, figure search, for help if you write something weird like that. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bring the show
No, but
down.
this is so interesting because it's important for you to tell that to people, because a lot of people even DM me and they message me and they're like, how do you deal with this? If you're sad, if you're upset, if you're lonely, look, we all go through it. So you're not alone.
You feel like you are. There's no way out.
But
you just feel like you are. You just that's even though, I have plenty of friends and family, but I was just like, they'll understand. Oh.
No, they won't, because I will never let that happen.
No, I know. They won't understand because then you are really ruining your family. You are. It's the worst thing you can do. It's very selfish. Right. Suicide is very selfish. I kept thinking about that. It's a very selfish act.
It is, because you think you're doing something, but you're really upsetting and hurting others, the ones you love.
Yeah, it's interesting. If you know the comic Jim Florentine, he had an old girlfriend that did that and told everybody in the note, like, please don't anybody ever think this is my decision. Please don't be upset. Like, she said everything the correct way. It's just a bummer that she couldn't fix herself, but it happens sometimes.
I know a lot of people can't help. I mean, I want everyone to know there is help. And if you seek it and there's, but you're right, it's something in your own head where you can't get out of it. Because I've had thoughts too, and no one can really take you out.
What are you going to do?
That's why comedy I don't know if it saved me. Comedy
will never save me. That's I'm just angry at it all the time. So that's
really
wonderful that it saved you, but my God. That'd be the last thing.
He's like, your nose job's not going to save you. Your comedy's not going to save you.
That's the last thing that I can imagine saving me. Oh God, I hope I'm good at comedy. That'd be a nightmare. Mike, should we do the slides? Do we have a couple minutes?
Yeah.
All right. Let's play the tape. Oh, that's okay.
I love the vibe. I got to tell you, vibes in here. I'm very bad at energy. I'm loving the vibes.
Oh, that's good. So we should breathe. How much time? Okay, we got a couple of minutes. All right. We always start with President Biden doing something. I think he just said, "Get the hell out of my way. I'm fine." That was that. That's for real. That's what people were questioning. Why are you acting so old?
Because I'm old.
Yeah, I know. But he yelled at, "What the hell do you know?" I think I have it up top. What does it say?
I know what the hell I'm doing.
Yeah, that's what he said. I know what the hell I'm doing.
I believe him.
Not going to end well. The next one, please. Oh, yeah. That's that woman whose son did the school shooting. They found her guilty. I think
they found her guilty for the son doing the shooting.
Yeah.
Well, because she
what happened with that?
aided and abetted or something like that.
Oh, did she? Was there more to it?
Isn't that what the charges were?
I guess so. Yeah. I mean, she probably had guns in the house or something. I don't know. I mean, yeah. So, I mean, this is something. This is a good thing. Just like what we were talking about. You're doing a selfish act. Look what you're going to do to your family.
I feel like
before you want to get
thinking, damn, I should have hid the evidence or let my son take the fall for it. Because in the past, they used to, the school shootings, it would be on the minor, right?
Not
parents.
No, this is new.
Right?
It's new. It's good, I guess. What's the next one, Mike?
Found guilty of manslaughter.
Yep. Yeah, it's great.
Great.
Take a little responsibility. Oh, yeah, it's Groundhog Day. That's Punxsutawney Phil. He did not see his shadow, so it does mean an early spring, although what we saw today would be obviously means this groundhog probably knows nothing in predicting the weather at all.
He's like, possum. Sorry, it's snowing. Is it snowing or what? What's happening with that? We'll talk about that off the air.
Yeah.
I'm so confused.
What's the next one, Mike?
That's right. The computer's running.
What's that all about?
I don't know. I gotta figure out.
Oh, when there she is winning the Grammy before she ends up winning the Super Bowl, which is kind of
she's like,
what she did
on the whole world.
Oh,
guys.
she was awful at the Grammy. She's just promoting her new album, which is so rude. I think when you've won for this album, you're like, now I'm promoting my next album, because she's so used to winning. It's like, well, I don't know what else to talk about anymore. So
Because I'll tell you what, though, in her defense, I mean, again, I'm a third of it. When I used to use publicity for after the reality show, publicists do tell you like, hey, make sure you plug that in.
no, but still, it's
right.
for concentrating on this album. We had a good time making this album.
Right.
And I don't know. It just seems like the right thing to do. Anyway, the next one, Mike. I think this is all the Grammy stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I love
that's
this
Mark
moment.
Ronson with his mother-in-law.
When did he get married to her
I don't
daughter?
know. I don't know.
Is that real?
Yeah, it's totally real. It's just the
I
funniest
didn't
thing
know
to say.
this.
That's Mark Ronson with his mother-in-law, and his mother-in-law happens to be Meryl fucking Streep.
Right. And then
I mean, it's just so weird.
She's like, haha, the joke's on you. I'm really fucking him. No, I'm kidding. Meryl Streep.
Are we though? Maybe,
Actually, I just interviewed his sister, Sam Ronson, who's a great DJ.
Oh, right. Oh, she used to go out with
Lindsay Lohan.
Lindsay Lohan. That's right.
Friend of mine who's now married with a baby.
Yeah, I know. I met her a couple times. She was a delight.
Right?
Yeah.
And she's coming. We should go see the movie premiere together.
Oh, right.
Irish
There's
Wish
that new
coming
movie.
out. You should come with me.
Sarah and I saw the Christmas Netflix
Did
movie
you love
together.
it?
We
How
loved
good was
Yeah.
it?
We
I would
loved
love to go with you.
It's funny that they had no idea that the boyfriend was gay. And I mean, it's like what, and that's the part I want to be playing. You know, it's like that was the part for me that I would just, oh my God, let's get out of here. I've had just about enough of this hotel.
You give me life.
That'd be my dream. What's the next one, Mike? I think it's Billie Eilish, right? Wearing a old person's bonnet or whatever. Like, it's so strange.
Isn't
Like
that
a Russian
Nate?
grandmother.
What's his name?
Phineas? Isn't that his name? That's her brother.
Oh, that is her brother.
Yeah.
He looks like another actor who's also been a Jewish activist, Nate Buzz or Nate.
I don't know, but they are very
she looks
talented
like she's
together.
Like, we are in love secretly. and the
It
world doesn't know
does.
it.
Everybody said. I
They're
mean, it
about to
does
make the
look
trend
like
of
that.
what is it called? Incest?
Yes.
Ay. We're there now.
Well, that's what all of Pornhub is about. So I guess they really are on an upward trend. What's the next one, Mike?
What happened to my upbringing that I haven't been around?
Oh,
That's the great Billy Joel singing his
Billy
first
Joel.
new song in 30 goddamn years. It was very exciting, although an underrated performance. Like, it wasn't as good as apparently he did at the Garden the other night on Friday, which was playing the new song for the first time. Crowd seemed to love that. It was much better.
I've been dying to ask you though on the Billy Joel thing, because I'm a Billy Joel fan as you are. Why in 30 years one new song? He could have done new songs in the past, and everybody loves him.
He just doesn't like writing lyrics.
Oh.
So finally, when this guy just said like, "Well, we have a song for you," and it had been time where he's like, "Oh, screw it, I'll do somebody else's song," you know. So and he helped with it and everything, because we do the podcast and we've been doing it for 3 years, the Billy Joel A to Z.
Right.
Yeah, because you spent all this time driving before. Now we can't do that.
No, so you're saying that he was okay with just doing his old classic
You were
songs?
making fun. Okay.
Oh, him. Okay. I was like, that went over my head.
No, he just was lazy, and he just was done, and he was having a good time, and he just
performing all over. His
he just likes to
classics.
eat and drink and not concentrate. He hated writing songs. He said that for many years, and he hated writing lyrics, and he has all these songs, but then this guy came in and just kind of said, "I'm a big fan. Let's do something," and we're hoping there's going to be more.
There's a funny story on that one. Quick story. I was with her because his wife is friends with one of my close friends,
The current wife.
the current wife, and we were at dinner after because he loves Long Island, and we were talking about
No,
I want to
no,
get
he
out. He
doesn't.
loves Long
We
Island.
know.
You know, and I was like, I can't wait to get out of Long Island, and they both were like, you're missing something because this is where it's at. And I didn't understand what the obsession was, but now it makes sense. He just was okay with being this legendary star in his hometown.
Yeah, he loves being in Long Island. He loves just
loves it.
eating clams and sitting in his house, just smoking a cigar.
Going to Mateo's.
Yeah, it's really weird, and yet not weird at all. It's kind of cool. What's the next one, Mikey? Oh yeah, that was it Joni Mitchell? Is it? What, I get that mixed up?
Yeah, it is.
Well, who is it?
Joni Mitchell.
Oh, because I get her mixed up with Janis Joplin sometimes, but she's dead, right?
I thought you were going to say.
It was just so weird because I could have done this, just sit in a
looks
chair and
great.
sang.
Oh my God, she looks amazing.
You think so?
Oh, she looks for her age. What is she, like in her 80s?
Yeah, she's in her 80s.
Oh my
She's
God, I
never
hope to look
performed
like
at the
that.
Grammys before.
I
So
thought
it
this was a new Harry Potter movie.
Wait a minute. She's never performed at the Grammys, and now she's performing.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Isn't that weird?
How life can be.
Yeah. What's the next one, Mike? Oh, that's Olivia Rodrigo. I like this song better. I thought I like Flowers, the Miley Cyrus song, and that deserved to win. But this one deserves some love too. It's really good. I think it's called Vampire.
Yep.
And she did a really good job. She had a really good set. Like she was dripping blood and stuff. Like she was really into it. And she's I like that song. And she didn't win anything that night. I was upset by that.
Crazy.
And not that upset.
You want our respect.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. That's
Look at
just,
this beauty.
I think he's a cat in a contest. And is it in London, Mike?
England, yep.
Yeah.
Lily.
Yeah. We like showing pictures of animals.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah,
What's the next
nose.
one? Oh, yeah. That's a pelican. See, but it's so weird, right? I didn't know it looks like it looks like the pelican's eating a fish. You know, I didn't know that was his.
True.
You know what I'm saying? It looks like there's a fish inside the pelican.
Hell yeah.
But then when you go to the next picture, you can see that I guess that's the way they look. Well, there's a cartoon one, of course, but
I love that. By the way, fun fact in our religion, well, in Judaism, in Kabbalah, a pelican is good luck.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's supposed to be for like good, like money, a good year. So maybe this is marriage. Maybe they're trying to tell you something, Dave.
Oh,
Well, not if
Maybe-
you're that fish.
yeah. But that's not a fish. That's
He's
just
like,
a
not if your
pelican's
ass
eye.
is laid again, bitch. Not-
Well, I'd forgotten about that until you
I'm
just
sorry,
brought it
I'm
up.
sorry, I'm just never.
You won me over already.
I did.
What about this right here? This
Yeah,
fish
is
in
that
the
a
air?
fish?
Oh yeah, I guess that's a fish. I was talking about the eye. I thought that was a fish.
I know what you mean.
So you go to the next one. Then the next one is the also from. That's what I thought a pelican was for a second, but that's just a seagull.
Yeah.
Mine. Go to the next one, please. Oh yeah.
Oh,
This is setting up bowling pins in Ethiopia. I think it's Ethiopia.
okay.
Like they still do it manually.
Oh wow.
That's
I mean,
amazing.
I know I probably shouldn't be laughing, but they also keep score and set up the bowling pins. It just seems like a really long process. And then it reminded me of the next picture, Mike, because they're right out of the Flintstones with the
I love the
they had the octopus, which of course doesn't even have enough arms to set up the pins.
It's a living.
Right? It's a living. The next one, please. Oh yeah, this is in L.A. This is in downtown L.A.
Jesus.
The Chinese developer ran out of money to finish the thing, so they just graffitied it.
Wow.
That's actual
Waters.
graffiti.
Yeah.
That is
Love
not supposed to
graffiti.
be the way it is.
That's cool.
But it looks amazing.
It looks amazing. It looks like. So what happens to can they sell those buildings though? If you do,
I don't know.
That's
It's not
crazy.
finished. They're not finished. The guy ran out of money.
Yeah.
So
So
it's
he
a-
owns them, but he can't finish them, and they're just going to sit there and be
It's real.
full of crime and danger.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
that's
They're gonna become-
sad.
They're going to become a Judge Dredd movie in the next 2
Yeah.
years.
Yeah. It's really messed up. It's really messed up. I don't understand how that can happen. I really don't understand
That's
how
like a
that
waste
can
of
happen.
money, basically.
Just a total waste of money.
And there's nothing to salvage
That
it.
they could have fed a whole bunch of people and all
they
that.
'Cause I don't
could
understand
do it,
real
but
estate.
they do it in a way where it saves them more money, so they just don't do
Oh
anything.
my god, that
Yeah.
sucks.
Go to the next one, Mike, because we're running out of time. Oh yeah, that's that. What's that called? It's a mirrored building
Mhm.
in Saudi Arabia, I think,
Mhm.
and it's so Dubai. Yeah, it's
That's
so
Mariah in Saudi Arabia.
it's like in the middle, and if you go to the next one, you can see it. It's like it's like the only like the biggest.
Sorry.
Oh yeah. Well, that's the gag. Is that is that it looks like the next picture, which is the Legion of Doom's headquarters.
Right, but it looks scarier than that. 'Cause it looks like a hologram.
I know you can walk right into it in the middle of the desert. Looks like a mirage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't even know how you get there.
It's like
You go to the next one, please.
Predator stuff.
Oh yeah, this is in Iceland. There's a volcano overflowing, but doesn't it feel like once it reaches the snow, it'll burn out?
That's crazy.
Like how could this happen?
Yep.
And you go to the next picture, it's the same thing. It feels like as soon as it crosses that street, everything will be all right.
Like a-
You just hear that sound.
It's like a scene from One Piece.
Funny. Oh my
Isn't that weird?
I don't think I've ever seen in my lifetime. I've seen a volcano. I just don't think. Thank God I haven't been.
Yeah, right. I mean, where do you run from that? Well, you can't.
Nope.
What's the next one? Oh, that's the opposite, where they're like, we love ice. I think, where is that? In Connecticut? No, New Hampshire?
New Hampshire.
doesn't understand. I don't understand
right.
science though.
I don't.
I don't either.
Yeah, well,
Which is another
I
funny thing. 'Cause
understand
they
that
say
that
the
snow
Jews,
should melt it.
Jews run the weather, but we don't understand shit about meteorology or science.
That's right. What's the next one? The Fortress of Solitude there.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah,
I like
that
this
is a
outfit.
Marc Jacobs outfit.
Yes, it is. I
That's
love Marc
because it's
Jacobs.
fashion season, fashion week.
Fashion Week.
This is right up the street at the Armory, which they have every year. But it's just the funniest thing because it looks like that's not a real model and some sort of doll, but it is.
That is gorgeous.
And they just built this thing to make it look small. Isn't that cool?
That's really cool.
That's fun. We always show Fashion Week all the time.
I love Fashion Weeks. So I was going to ask you if you would like to come with me. There's a fashion party I was invited to with a guest, and I would love to go with you.
Really?
Yes, I would. If you're into fashion,
Well,
what comics want to go with me?
fashion,
No. You're like, I love fashion.
We just like talking about it on the show.
Oh my God, you love to wear your heels and sip a martini, and I don't you?
Well, we do like talking about, because see, that's good fashion. We like the bad fashion, like from the Paris week, where like, now where could anybody wear that? That's okay.
Well, what if I wore that on stage? Would you judge me?
Which one? This one?
Fashion, yes. If
But that
I
looks
wore that,
fantastic.
it does, but it's like it's really for Fashion Week. Would you really wear that on stage as a
This
comic?
I would. You should see what we usually show.
She's wearing tights.
Yeah, she is.
I don't know. It still looks.
gotta wear
I don't
that.
know. It's a statement. It's Marc Jacobs.
Yeah.
What if
What are
she
you
was
gonna
wearing a towel?
You know what, Mike? Why do you got to bring that up? Because I was feeling good about myself.
What if it was a Marc Jacobs towel?
What's
Would you
the
feel
next
better?
one is the same thing. I think it's in Belgium. It's like one of those rooms that it's just that guy's not tall. It's a place where they do this kind of,
Perspective.
Yeah. That's cool, right? I love that. The Willy Wonka like stuff. And the next one was they're that's part of the Anthony Daniels collection. That I guess they're having an auction from that. That's the Return of the Jedi C-3PO. Not to be fooled with some of the other Star Wars ones. I wouldn't get that one. The Return of the Jedi, no thanks. What's the next one, please? Oh yeah, this is the aquatic championships, I guess they're having. And that's the Chinese team. Now they look terrific, right?
Yes.
They look in sync. They look very pretty.
Yes.
You go to the next one, look at this girl look at that that's amazing. Wow. To go that straight.
Yes.
That's so cool. Now look at the Italians.
Something C-3PO couldn't do.
Yeah, they're idiots.
I love it.
I don't like that
they
one
look
bit.
like they're about to go charging at me and you
Yeah,
together.
it's terrifying.
Dinner.
I don't know if I'd want to watch that in the Olympics. That's scary.
That's a little scary.
Yeah, it's bothering me. Can you turn it?
Next one.
The Italian people. Oh yeah, this was a race of some sort. But Mike, do you think it looks like the next photo?
It's gonna be Tron.
Yeah, you got me. You got me, man. If you go to the next one, you can totally see, right? Yeah, he knows me so well. Yeah, totally. The first 1982 Tron.
Mm-hmm.
How come you can't turn it?
What?
Oh, go to the next one.
Oh, sorry.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Oh, those I love because I love race cars.
Yeah.
They're like,
Have you ever seen the movie Tron?
yeah.
Yeah, that's what this is from.
I love. That's so cool.
Yeah, because that's what it looked like. What's the next one? We've got that's the last one. A little promotion for your podcast.
Did you're oh my God, what a romantic that was. Did
What do
you
you
do that on purpose?
Yeah, I did it on purpose. You were my guest. What do you think? I was so upset that you were late. I prepared for you to be here.
It's as simple
I
as
was like,
that.
she
I'm
better show up.
Look, now he's my husband because he put my podcast up there.
Well, I wanted to do some promotion for
Dave,
your
you're
podcast.
gonna make me cry.
What do you talk about on the podcast?
Thank you.
I know it's not the same thing as I talk about, which is pretty much what I had for lunch.
Well, we
I
talk
wish I was kidding.
We're gonna have Dave on because it's gonna be actually great to have you on to talk about dating. So we have a couple segments.
Oh, I could do that.
It's a variety. It's show, but we have some housewives from Bravo, celebrities, comedians.
Well, so you had Christine Hutchinson on. She had plenty of dating stories.
Yeah, it was great. She talked about and it's great because it helps the audience like talk about top wanting to know.
Yeah,
it's just shooting the shit, and we can help you. Mental health.
Really?
Yeah, we talk about.
Oh, yours is like serious. Mine's not like that at all.
No,
mine's the exact opposite of your podcast.
We talk about like funny stuff, like how to cope with mental health, and especially in this industry, we talk about comedy. We talk about just anything really.
So you always have a guest?
We always have a guest. We talk about also another segment I love to emphasize is the hottest spots in the city. So how this started was we literally go to hot restaurants or beauty salons or lifestyles. We talk about.
It's so funny because I'm laughing because my show is the exact opposite, where I do restaurant reviews all the time. Just like here's where I went,
Right.
But it's always like a wing place, like Buffalo. What has the best Buffalo wings, and how angry I get at the waiter or something like that.
Oh,
so
that's different.
The exact opposite of the hot spots.
Right.
But sometimes I do go to those kind of places.
Like those
and in fact, I went to one. I remember I was complaining about it. Not so. I think it was called 9.
Yes.
And I think it's on 9th Street or 9
Jones. Yeah.
9 Jones.
It's one of my friend's places. Yeah, it's a hot spot.
That place could suck it.
Really?
So angry they because I don't like crummy snobatoriums
Right.
that don't deliver
Right.
what they say. So you're sitting there and I'm waiting for a drink for like a half hour at the bar, but then I was there with some people.
Yeah.
And so then when we're at the thing, it's like the drinks took too long for this thing. We were in a place, but that we should be taking care of all. If that's what they want, they asked for this person to come.
Correct.
And then they weren't really. Some random guy sat with us like that shouldn't have been there, and nobody was there to kick him out.
Right.
And he spilled stuff and he was making everybody uncomfortable. And I know that sounds
That's your job.
Exactly. That's my job. And so yeah, that place was bad. And they promised a bunch of stuff to this person and they didn't deliver in that. And yes, I gave a bad review to that place. Although the food was okay.
See, that's the thing. It's like, right, if they're gonna, I guess, consider themselves as snobbery, at least deliver.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm
it.
saying. If it's a place where I'm just
Or
going and they have
hotspot.
chicken wings, I'm not going to get angry. Well, I will, but most people wouldn't. But I love complaining about that stuff. So I love restaurant and just complaining about that kind of stuff. But again, it's all legitimate. Again, if it's a crummy scenario, like what was that place I was talking about? That place on the kitchen, ABC Kitchen.
Yes, I love it.
Right.
I love ABC Kitchen.
Right. Okay. So, but again, it's kind of a crummy snobatorium in the way they just so the guy comes over and he goes, "What can I get you?" He's not writing it down. He's not writing it down because they're a crummy snobatorium. I order a martini and then he comes back. He's like, "What? I thought you said you wanted a twist." No, I didn't. And everybody heard it here.
Right.
You fucked up.
Right.
In your crummy fuck. Look how mad. I got to relax.
But wait, can I tell you, this is not to blow smoke up yours
I'm
or
just checking
everybody's
time.
ass at the Cellar.
We have to leave. I'm sorry.
One of my favorite places is the Cellar, is the Olive Tree, because at dinner, they're always welcoming. The wait staff is always on top of their shit. You get the drinks, you get the food. It's great food.
You're absolutely right. The Olive Tree, directly downstairs from here.
Yes.
I never promote that place. I always promote the Comedy Cellar, but the Olive Tree is the restaurant above the Comedy Cellar.
Correct.
She's completely right. It's fantastic. You're right. You do. I don't promote that enough. I guess I don't think about it because I'm there a lot. So
I'm just giving it like a. That's how it should be. Like
that's
all
a great
these
example.
High-end restaurants should really take the caliber of the Olive Tree and the Cellar in general, as a comedy cellar, as a venue, as
right. And the way the Comedy Cellar works in orderly
service.
fashion, and it works so perfectly and structured. And these restaurants that, again, to say they're high class.
Right.
And then if you slip up on one thing, like coming back again, what did you order again?
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Just write it
You're
down.
You're making exorbitant prices. And again, the crummy snobatorium factor.
You know why they're getting away with it too. I don't know if you've realized this culture of models. So a lot of these promoters will get these meals comped and bring all these fancy people, and that's what enables the snob.
I know. It drives me nuts too, because I'm just like, my friends are never paying for it. I'm like, that doesn't seem fair. They actually have money to pay for this stuff. So, but
or
of
I
course
won't
that
spend
is
my own money on a place like that unless they comp me.
Well, no. Why wouldn't a boy pay for you all the time?
Believe it or not, no, they don't, Dave.
Mike, what happened in this world?
What happened?
What happened?
These men want us to be feminine.
You know, my grandmother used to give me extra money that she wouldn't give my sister because I'm a boy. I'm supposed to take out girls. Right. So I always live by that creed.
But men are not like that anymore.
That is what all my friends who are 30 have told me.
And believe me, now you're also, as a woman, even not only are they not paying for the bill, you're like begging them to sleep with you. But that's another conversation for you to come maybe on my
podcast. Mike, what's going on? What are we missing here?
Am I right or wrong, Mike, though? Am I the only one saying this about this culture of women not only paying but begging men now? Maybe because men are scared?
I do get that a lot. I am scared. Well, we are scared.
Are you guys scared?
No, there's definitely something.
Consenting.
Me and Dave Tell talk about this all the time. We're terrified.
I know.
Terrified to do anything.
But then we feel like kind of aggressive hoes.
That's so interesting. We never thought about it the opposite way.
No?
But never thought that girls would be, because we are the good ones,
right?
Are a little bit afraid, especially the older ones.
The good older ones are very afraid, which I think
very
is
very uptight about it. We talk about it a lot. Anyway, we got to go, right, Mike?
Yeah. The February 29th, I'll be with Dan Soder at Laugh Aloud in San Antonio.
Wait, what? Are you giving your credits?
My plugs.
February 29th.
Yeah.
Isn't that a Thursday?
Yep.
Oh, right. You're not in town, right? Okay.
And then,
if you want is that what's that?
That's Joey Rose's. It's Joe DeRosa.
Oh yeah, Joe DeRosa.
That's a great place to see. So that's another thing we suggest on Chanel City where to go, because a lot of people don't know for dating.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking of doing a whole restaurant podcast.
I'm here to be a guest.
This guy Gabriel, who listens and watches the show. He was the one who said, like, "Oh, you should do one and then pin it on Google or something." And
You should.
I don't know. He had all this plan that I don't understand.
I think it would do so well.
But we have to go. So wait, Mike.
I brought that up because me and the bartender Patrick will be there.
Wait, where?
For Valentine's Day, just hanging out.
At Joey Rosa's, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll come say hi.
So if you want to come watch Predator or Love Actually, I don't know what we're watching.
What they're showing Love Actually?
I don't know. We just watch movies.
Okay, so where are you going to be? You're February 29th. You're going to be in Texas?
Yeah, San Antonio, Laugh Out Loud with Dan Soder.
Okay, and Chanel, where are you going to be performing?
Ooh, I love that question. February 29th, you could catch me at New York Comedy Club.
Well, we're already going to Mike's thing in Texas,
right.
so this is awkward. The New York Comedy
actually,
Club.
prior to that, I'll be tomorrow night. I'll be at the Ned. It's an exclusive members club only, and I'll be performing there.
I had a feeling you might say something like that.
Right? Did you? I mean, hopefully the Cellar on Dave's show one day if he has me. You have a show still here, right?
Sometimes.
It's
very rare. Now, ever since COVID, things haven't been the same.
But you could catch me West Side Comedy Club, all around. Rodney's on the 3rd, March 3rd.
Oh, excellent.
Yes. And we have to have you on a show. If you would do a show. Do you do other comedy shows?
Yeah.
Okay.
What show are you talking about?
St. Mark's on March 26th.
Oh, you run shows.
Yeah, I run shows.
I see.
Too.
Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
So I produce shows.
No, I need to play that Rodney's place because it's right by my house, right by our house. That's why I gotta get in there. Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta get in there.
Anyway, folks, I don't have anywhere I'm gonna be this week, but that's okay. We have Billy Joel A to Z. We're running the Glass Houses album wrap up. And of course, don't forget about Stupid Pet Tricks, which is on tonight at 10, tomorrow at 11, and every Monday night at 9. And listen for me on that, and of course watch it just because Sarah, our friend, is on it as well. This has been so much fun. Chanel, thank you so much for joining us today. Don't forget, come down to the Comedy Cellar. It's the best comedy club in the country.
It is.
It's a fact, and everyone knows it. So other than that, we'll see you next week when our guest will be Harmon Leone. And he's another new friend of mine I'm just meeting, and you'll get to know him too. And then everything will be fantastic. So we'll see you all next week on the Comedy Cellars Nightly Show. Good night, everybody.